container ship crashed into a Baltimore bridge. Crews are cleaning up after the collapse, reaching their first milestone by clearing a temporary channel at the port. But there's still more work to be done. I'm Christine Persichetti. 6 men died in the collapse, which is also affecting thousands of jobs and trade. President Biden is expected to visit the site on Friday and speak with officials. But in the meantime, a Catholic ministry is stepping up to help. Currents News' Katie Vasquez has the latest.
Twisted metal and concrete are all that's left of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, as cleanup begins at the site. A 984-foot-long cargo ship, the Dolly, was headed to Sri Lanka when it lost power and crashed into the iconic bridge. Larry DeSantis was heading to his second job 10 minutes before the bridge came crashing down and saw 8 construction workers repairing potholes moments before.
I rode right by them. I saw all of them. Just a minute before they probably died.
2 of the workers were rescued. 2 lost their lives, and 4 are missing and presumed dead. At a local Easter service, a friend says he is relying on his faith as he comes to terms with this tragedy.
Make a commitment with God. Always be kind to everyone and their job everywhere, because you never know when it's time to go.
The community also rallying together to help the survivors and the victims' families. Apostleship of the Sea, a ministry of the Catholic Church, has been assisting the 22-member crew of the Dolly, who were mostly from India, providing them with SIM cards so they can call family back home as they remain stuck.
It'll just be a matter of visiting those ships throughout the week and asking what they need, and then making every effort to get the things that they need.
Divers are still working to recover the bodies of those lost. With the Port of Baltimore shut down, officials are hoping to prevent a global supply chain issue. And the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey has offered an alternative route for cargo. For now, Apostleship of the Sea says people can turn to their faith.
Those families' lives are forever changed by this incident, and we have to keep them in our prayers as well.
Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
If you're looking to help, Andrew Middleton from Apostleship of the Sea says on top of financial donations, they're looking for books, magazines, toiletries, and other items. You can contact the Archdiocese of Baltimore at archbalt.org or call Andrew at 443-845-7227. Also tonight, from the neon glow of a casino to a holy glow of a new diocese. A new parish opens in Las Vegas, the latest sign that Sin City is looking to convert. Tonight on Currents News, salvation on the Strip. It was only last May that Pope Francis elevated Las Vegas to an archdiocese, but already Vegas is thriving. They have not only opened a new parish, they believe thousands more faithful are on the way. Here to talk more about this is the national correspondent for the Tablet and Crux, John Lavenberg. Hi, John.
Hi, Christine.
So, John, this new parish named after St. John Paul II is the first one to open since that elevation. So tell us about it.
Yeah, so this new parish, it's located in Henderson, Nevada. It's a suburb of Las Vegas that's really just booming. It's experiencing great growth of families, a lot of young professionals coming there. And so for now, they're ministering out of our local high school gym, but in 3 to 5 years, they expect to have a new parish building. And by that time, they expect they'll have 3,500 families to welcome them into that new space.
Wow. I want to look at some of the numbers from the Archdiocese of Las Vegas. They now have 34 parishes with between 800,000 to 1 million Catholics, but they believe they could add another 10,000 parishioners on an annual basis for the foreseeable future. So why are they saying this growth is happening, and how are they planning for it?
Yeah, so this growth of the faith community really correlates to what's happening in Las Vegas in general. The whole city and the surrounding areas are really booming, like Henderson we just talked about. And so that's happening with the faith as well. And so from the Archdiocese's perspective, they're trying to get ahead of it as best they can. They have 7 new building projects underway. That includes parishes, expansion projects, and multi-purpose centers. And they expect that they'll be able to fill these spaces for years to come.
Really quickly, why does the church in Las Vegas believe the faith will be so strong?
It boils down to the commitment they've made to the co-responsibility between the lay faithful and the clergy. That's their approach. They believe that's how they build welcoming communities, and they commit to that, and that's how they expect they'll get new people into the church, but also keep them around for a long time.
All right, national correspondent for the Tablet and Crux, John Lavenberg, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Christine.
All right, you can read more of John's reporting on the Archdiocese of Las Vegas, plus other important news in the church online at thetablet.org. Now to the Vatican, where for the first time, Pope Francis spoke out about his relationship with Pope Benedict XVI. His remarks in a book called El Successor, written by Vatican journalist Javier Martinez Brocal.
Pope Francis explains that the relationship between the two popes was quite cordial and dismantles all the prejudices that present them as rivals. At the same time, it is evident that the tensions that exist between the two are brought to the surface.
Pope Francis told the author that Benedict was a father to him. Today's a somber day when it comes to previous popes. On April 2nd, 2005, Pope John Paul II died. He was 84 years old. Here's an interesting tidbit. Pope Francis is the pontiff who canonized Pope John Paul II, and John Paul II was the pope to make Jorge Bergoglio, now Pope Francis, a cardinal. As Catholics, we're all called to use our gifts and talents to live out our faith, and that's especially true for two architects who are strengthening the faith of those in the Diocese of Brooklyn by helping to renovate its churches. Now their work is receiving top honors. Current News' Jessica Easthope has more from Astoria.
It was numbered and removed.
Without Christ's body and blood, a church is no more than brick and mortar.
New mortar was applied.
This one, Most Precious Blood in Astoria, Queens, has been built and renovated to withstand.
The building is a gem. On many levels, the building is very interesting and exciting and important to preserve.
The job, done by Zakorsky and Associates, took 15 years to complete. The roofing, facade, stained glass windows, wall, and bell tower were just some of what was restored on what Carlo Zakorsky calls an Art Deco masterpiece.
And you had to keep in mind you were not to damage or not to build anything that was not original.
Carlo's firm has renovated and restored 20 churches across the Diocese of Brooklyn, but two of them really stand out. The restorations of Most Precious Blood and St. John the Baptist in Bedford-Stuyvesant have received the Lucy G. Moses Award, the New York Landmarks Conservancy's highest honor.
An organization like the New York Landmarks Conservancy recognizes the work you did and says you did a good job. That's very, very valuable.
And then seeing it as someone that I have to protect and inspect each brick, inspect each stone, I think it was just a surreal moment.
Jason Galindo finds that his two jobs intertwine. By day, he's an assistant project manager at the firm. On nights and weekends, he's the youth minister at St. Bridget Church in Bushwick. Jason came into the job at a time when the existing youth program was feeling the effects of the pandemic. But he built that back too, and now has 160 kids registered.
It was literally a fresh start. We had to bring them back. Then I thought that, the best way to do it was this program that we started called Faith and Sports.
Carlo and Jason's Catholic faith has become a tool of the trade in renovating churches. They've removed and replaced, redesigned and reimagined. But in every job they do, Christ remains the cornerstone. In Astoria, Jessica Easthope, Currents News.
They'll be presented with Lucy G. Moses Awards at a ceremony on April 10th at the Plaza Hotel. Congratulations to them all. The Tablet newspaper is also handing out awards for the best entries in its Easter art contest. And there's still time for Catholic students across Brooklyn and Queens to express their faith through art. The contest ends on Wednesday, April 3rd. So grab your paint brushes or pencils or iPads. You can use any medium to portray Christ's resurrection. The only rule: you have to use the theme, Christ is risen. So to enter, just go to thetablet.org. You'll find the submission form right on the homepage. Again, you have until Wednesday, April 3rd to submit. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.